What's going on, guys? It's May 14th. It's about 1:40 right now. Just getting ready for the gym and getting ready to go hit some fucking back. Back is one of my weak points, so I really need to focus and lock the fuck in while I'm hitting it. But I am going to be going through my entire back day and what I'm doing in order to bring it up. Now, this is not my only back day during the week. I also hit back again on Friday with hamstrings because it is a weak point. So sometimes that's what you need to do whenever you have a weak point, is hit that body part twice a week. So we're going to be doing that in today's video, and the name of this video is going to be best supplements to get shredded or pack on muscle or something. And guess what? I got some news for you guys. It's nothing. Most of you guys, you don't do enough of this. Fork the fucking mouth. Most of you, you're not getting big because you just don't eat enough fucking food, and you're looking for some kind of magic supplement, some magic tree bark, tree root fucking bullshit, ashwagandha ass motherfucker, Tongat Ali, to boost your testosterone because you think it's going to get you huge and have steroid-like results, and they won't. Not even fucking close. The closest thing you can get to actually boosting your test levels is going to be in clomiphene and HCG. Those will actually boost your test levels, but if you already have high test levels and you just get a little bump, it's not going to make that big of a difference. Now, if you have low test levels to where it's actually affecting your ability to put on muscle, like 300, 400, and then you get up to like 900, you'll notice a big difference with that. But if you're already at 900 naturally and you go up to 1200, it's not really going to do that much for you. All right? Stop looking for stupid fucking supplements that are going to make up for your lack of discipline, your lack of work ethic, and not doing things correctly. Most of this shit just comes down to because you aren't eating enough food and you aren't doing it for a long enough period of time. Most people, they can be in a growing phase and a surplus for like 2 months, and then they stop because they have to eat too much food, and they start eating out, destroying their fucking gut. And because their gut's all fucked up, they're not eating enough, they tell themselves, oh, I can't eat enough calories, I have too fast a metabolism. But the reality is, their gut's fucked up, so they're not eating enough, that's why they're not growing. And then they don't do it for a long enough period of time. You don't realize it takes years to put on a lot of muscle, especially if you're natural. If you're on gear, still though, it takes years to put on a lot of muscle. And if you're not locked in 4 years, you're not going to get the results. There's no magic supplement out there that's going to make you put on fucking muscle. There's no magic test booster that's going to make you put on fucking muscle. It just doesn't work like that. They're all bullshit supplements that are trying to sell you based on your fear or your need to want to put on more muscle, and feeding into the fact that you make excuses and you're a little bitch and you just aren't doing things correctly. What happens is a lot of times people have a placebo effect where they'll start taking a supplement they truly believe is going to help them put on muscle. And so in turn, they actually end up eating more food and lifting harder. And so they get results from that, but then they think it's because of this supplement. And then they fall back into their old ways and they go back to not seeing any results. But that's just the reality of things, guys. Most people are just trying to sell you shit. Most of the shit doesn't actually do anything for you. And the stuff that does do something, it's just like a cherry on top. If you're not doing the basics correctly, it's not going to do anything. A lot of people will take like a fat burning supplement or something like that, and all it's really doing is speeding up your metabolism. They'll lose weight for a couple weeks and they don't realize they're just sweating out fucking water pretty much. They're not burning a ton of fat, but they're telling themselves, oh, this works amazing. I'm losing a ton of fat, my weight's going down. You're just losing water, and because the water's coming out, you're starting to look a little bit leaner, and people mistake that for losing fat. No, bitch, you're just dropping water weight, that's it. It's not really burning that much fat. And if you're not in a calorie deficit, it'll stop working. And so that's the reality of most supplements besides gear. I'm talking about all supplements outside of gear. Sure, like I said, they can work, they can be beneficial as like a little cherry on top, a little extra something, but if you're not doing the basics right, you will not get results. That's that. And even with gear, if you're not doing the basics right, you won't get results. You can get away with being a little bit lazier on gear and still get results, but the fact remains the same. If you're not doing the basics right, you won't get results even on gear. Stop looking for excuses. Do the shit that you know you're supposed to be fucking doing, and that's how you're gonna get results. The only supplements that are really that helpful, in my opinion, are protein powder, pre-workout, creatine's pretty decent, and then like I use peptides like BPC 157 and TB 500 for injuries. They work. And then for guys with low test that don't want to hop on actual gear, you can use clomiphene and HCG. Those will legitimately boost your test levels quite a bit. I've seen people go from 400 to like 900 nanograms per deciliter, which is a big difference that you will actually feel. But like I said, if you already have high test levels and then you hop on HCG and clomiphene, it's not going to do that much for you. And then a lot of people are obsessed with MK677. Does it work? Yeah. Is it going to do anything that fucking crazy? No. It will make you more hungry so that you can eat more food. And a lot of people mistake the fact that now they're eating more food for it making them pack on muscle. But the reality is they're just eating more fucking food. And in the long run, I feel like people are fucking themselves over by taking MK to eat their food because they're not doing it the right way and they're not slowly expanding their stomach to build up to the amount of calories that they should be able to eat. If you just do things right, you're gonna get the results. Do the basics, all right? But we got our pre-workout, or we got our post-workout meal right here, 360 grams of white rice, 100 grams of broccoli, and 7 ounces of chicken. Had to get a bigger container because the other one was too small. We got 2 scoops of intra-workout, 50 grams of carbs from HD Muscles Carb HD. It tastes really fucking good, and it's great for intra-workout, great way to get some quick carbs in. So we're gonna get ready to go hit some fucking back, man. Destroy this shit today, nail this workout, and then eat the rest of our meals today and see what we got in store. No, you're good. All right, guys, so we're starting with these rope pullovers. I do these single arm. Most people do them double armed bilaterally, but I have trouble connecting with my back, so I do them single arm. And I do that with any movement that I have trouble connecting with, just because you can focus on that one side of the muscle rather than trying to focus on both. So the first set is 15 reps. Did those already at 65 pounds. And then we do a rest pause set. So one set to failure, you wait 10 seconds, another set to failure, 10 seconds, then another set to failure. So we're about to do that and then move on to the next movement. And the gym today is very quiet. It makes me feel a little bit shy, but let's do it, let's do it. So I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but whenever I'm doing these as well, I kind of crunch down on the side I'm doing. So whenever I'm going down with that rope, I'm kind of crunching like this. This is an exaggerated version, but I'm crunching with it a little bit to really get that contraction in my lat. And then it might not look like I'm going to failure on them, but I promise you my lat is going to failure. I stop the set whenever I can start to feel like my rear delt start to pull a little bit more than my lat and get like, I get this pain, this pinching in my rear delt. So going to failure, but we're gonna knock these out. I'm not gonna record all of them just because that's kind of pointless. So gonna finish these up. All right, guys, now we're doing this single arm lat row variation here on the seated pulley fucking thing, whatever you want to call it. All right, we're doing single arm. Whenever I do these, I lock one leg out, the opposite leg of the arm I'm using. That way I can get a little bit more, oops, shit, I moved the mic. But I can get a little bit more stretch like that before doing the full contraction. And one thing to keep in mind, guys, whenever you're lifting, right, I see quite a few guys in here doing this, right, where they'll put on, I don't know if it's too light of a weight or what, but they will fucking do these reps that are super fast, and there's got to be like no tension on the muscle. They're using their entire body to just like rep out these really fast reps, and it's like, if you're trying to build muscle, I don't even know what that's doing, because it's definitely not building muscle. If you're trying to build muscle, you want slow, controlled reps where you're focused on having tension on the muscle for the entire rep. Not letting your ego get in the way and putting on a heavier weight and using your entire body to just fucking fly through these like really shitty reps. It's not doing anything for you except for making you maybe feel good or something. But if your goal is to build muscle, that's not how you do it. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna do anything for you. So put your ego away, leave it at home where it belongs. Lock the door whenever you leave, put it in the closet, lock the door, and come in here and use a weight where you can actually hit your rep range, go to failure while controlling the weight and focusing and feeling the muscle that you're supposed to be hitting. But on here we do 2 sets of around 8 to 10 reps. So this is the second set. And obviously, you know, for your last 1-2 reps, if you gotta use a little bit of momentum to get it up, that's fucking fine. As long as the majority of your reps are controlled with the muscle. If you gotta squeeze out the last 2 with a little bit of momentum, a little bit of extra wiggle, that's not a big deal. That's just being intense. All right, guys, so next we have this seated row variation. I am supposed to be doing barbell row, but to be honest, I'm not trying to fuck my lower back up right now. It's recovering. And so I'm doing this variation, same muscle groups, so not a big deal. But one thing that drives me fucking nuts here is people leaving their fucking plates on machines. And I always see, it seems to be the most mid-ass girls that are dressed half fucking naked with their tits and their ass out. And then they leave their plates there like they're the little princess of the gym. And I'm sitting here wondering if they're still on it or not. Then you go ask them and they're like, no, I'm not on it anymore. Like, bitch, you left your shit on there. Why the fuck you think I'm asking? Fuck me. And then, walking by people, and you say, excuse me, or you hold the door for them or some shit, and they just stare at you like a fucking retard. Bitch, did you not learn fucking manners? I'm gonna hit you upside the fucking head with a manners stick. Learn to fucking, drives me insane, but all right, let's get this set. Did 1 set before this. Then we drop the weight and go into failure with the lighter weight. Oh, and if you're not using straps on back day, do it. Your fucking forearms and your grip give out way before your back does. It doesn't make sense to not use them. All right. Fuck, it's a good set. Except unfortunately my back is weaker this week. My weight's been about the same, so probably gonna have to up the calories next week, which honestly my digestion's a lot better after implementing the broccoli, the greens in my meals, shitting more frequently, not as bloated, so should be light work. It's time to get fucking big, baby. Hey guys, so we're back from the gym, and right here we have the #1 best supplement you can get for packing on muscle. And guess what it is? It's motherfucking food, bitch. It's food. That's it. It's not some magic thing. Here's the problem with a lot of people. I think that in their heads, they're like, cutting is the hard part. Dieting is the hard part. You know, you're hungry all the time, craving sweets, and you got to stick to just this chicken and rice meal plan. That's the shitty part. But once you've done real growing phases, you begin to kind of realize that cutting is the part that's not that bad. Sure, it sucks when you're craving carbs and all this and that, but I prefer that feeling over shoveling fucking food down all damn day whenever I'm already full. I prefer that 10 times more, and you're seeing yourself get shredded, versus whenever you're packing on size and getting big, you don't want to eat anymore, but you got to keep eating, and if in your head you feel like there's no way I could possibly eat more, but I'm telling you, it's just like in the gym when you think you can't do any more reps, you can shovel more in. Chew and swallow. Chew and swallow. That's all you got to do. That's all I think about. I don't think about the second you get in your head, oh, this is so much food, I don't think I can do it, da-da-da. Then you're going to start to not be able to eat. Just tell yourself, just chew and swallow. Don't even think about it. Just zone out. Just keep doing it. Keep doing the movement of it, and just and it'll go down. You can get the food in. But everybody wants to believe that cutting is the hard part, and they can't understand and comprehend that eating the food in a growing phase is one of the hardest parts of this, and that's why most people don't get as big as they want to be. Most people can't put on that much muscle because they aren't even capable of eating the food, because they don't want to get uncomfortable. They don't want to get to the point to where eating sucks and keep eating, right? And that's why, and that's the passage to getting fucking huge. That's the fucking toll you got to pay to get fucking big. And I'm not the biggest guy in the world or anything, right? I got a lot of size to put on. I'll be the first one to tell you that. Trust me, I think I'm small. I don't think I'm big. But I know that I'm bigger than a lot of the average gym bros as well. And on top of that, I know I'm going to get fucking huge because of my mindset. I know I have the mindset for it. I don't give a fuck how bad it sucks. I don't give a fuck how bad I don't want to do something. I'm going to do it because my goals are fucking important to me. And I've proved to myself time and time again that I am capable of overcoming that shit. And so I will continue to eat and I will continue to grow and I will reach my goals and I will continue to put on fucking muscle. And that's just how it is for me. And that's what you got to start to tell yourself if you're actually serious about this and you want to get big. The fact that you clicked on this video wanting some magic supplement to put on muscle just goes to show you, like I'm showing you right now, because you clicked on this, that you're looking for a shortcut, more than likely. When I'm telling you, there's no magic pill or anything that's going to make you pack on size. Sure, you can take gear, but guess what? You still got to eat the food. It doesn't fucking matter if you don't eat the food. That's why there's a million, not actually a million, a lot of guys on gear that don't put on that much muscle and aren't that big and that they look natty because they don't eat the food. They can't do the difficult things like eating the food or dieting to the point that it sucks so bad and get shredded. And so they just stay pretty fucking average looking. Most of the guys I know on gear don't look like much. They don't. Like the bodybuilders and the guys that you see that look crazy that are on gear, those are like the few out of the big pool of people on gear. Because most people don't realize how many people are on gear. And they see like the extremes, the people that actually do take things seriously on gear, and they think that's all people on gear. No, if I'm being honest, that is a small percentage of the guys on gear. Most guys on gear don't look like they're on it, and you wouldn't know it. And they don't say they're on it because they're embarrassed that they're on gear, and they don't look like it. That's the reality of things. I'm not saying supplements aren't good to have, but just quit looking at them as the end-all be-all, and look at them as a little cherry on top to the work you're already putting in, just like you would with gear. Quit trying to avoid the shit. If you can't put on size without the supplements, you're not going to be able to do it with the supplements. If you can't get shredded without the supplements, you're not going to get shredded with the supplements. That's as simple as that. So quit looking for fucking shortcuts. Eat your chicken and fucking rice. It's not that hard. It doesn't suck that bad. Put some soy sauce on this, chicken, rice, broccoli. It tastes pretty fucking good. I like it. I genuinely enjoy it. Or find another sauce that you like. Like Flavor Gang has this Southwest something fucking sauce. It's really good. Tastes amazing on chicken and rice. I'm all out though, so I'm using soy sauce. But, I mean, you can spice this shit up and it tastes pretty damn good. At the end of the day, you just got to make sure you get it down. There's no excuses for not eating the food. There's really not. You can, if there's a will, there's a way. I know it's a cheesy ass quote, but it's the reality. How many times, if you wanted to go get laid right now, there's some girl that wanted to fuck you, you'd find a fucking way. You'd get an Uber if you didn't have a car. You'd find a way to get over there. All right? You would. If there's a will, of a genuine will, and you really want something, you're going to make a way to make it happen. You got to want this as bad as you want to breathe, as if you were underwater, there's an inch, and you want to break that surface so bad. That's how bad you got to want it. You have to fucking fight tooth and nail. Every meal counts. If one missed meal, it leads to another missed meal, it leads to another missed meal. One cheat meal leads to another cheat meal. Just stick to the fucking plan, man. It's not that fucking hard. Like, how hard is it to just stick to a fucking meal plan for a couple months? And it's so sad to me. Most people have these goals, and they can't even do that. Like, you don't even have that much control over your mind to stick to a fucking meal plan. Your coach or whatever tells you, eat these foods on this meal plan, and you can't even do that. You don't even have that control over your brain, and then people wonder why they can't make money, or why they're depressed, or why they can't do anything, and why they don't have confidence. Because you can't even stick to a fucking meal plan, man. It's not that hard. You can't even control what you put into your mouth like a little fucking baby. Like, dude, come on. Develop some discipline. Sticking to a meal plan will help you with that. It'll help you develop discipline. And that shit, that's why I always tell people bodybuilding and fitness, it transfers to all aspects of your life. If you learn to control what you're putting into your fucking mouth to achieve a goal, you're going to develop discipline elsewhere, at work, building a business, whatever it is you're trying to do with your life. You're going to develop it with that too. And then you're going to get confidence and all that other good shit. Just create a meal plan or get a coach that makes you a meal plan and just stick to it. It's easy and the results will come. And you'll realize the same thing I realized years ago, that there's no magic shit out there that does anything. It's all about sticking to the meal plan, sticking to the training plan, and putting the fucking work in.